Ladies and gentlemen, Riot Fest 2023. It is a case for, and I'm here with a man I'm very excited to talk to, Jami from Code Orange. How are you doing?
What's up? How are you?
I'm hanging in there. How's Riot Fest treating you? You just got off stage a little bit ago.
Yeah, I just got off. It was cool, man. It was a good time.
Yeah.
I'm hurting a little bit, but
What's hurting? Can I do anything for you to make that easier?
well,
My man. All right, no, but your body's doing okay. You're doing. I feel like you've done all the big fests this year. You did like Hellfest. Now you're here at Riot Fest. You obviously got the new record coming out. We'll talk about that in just a second. But physically, mentally, out of 100%, sort of how we holding up?
we'll be all right. Some of my other guys are like have real injuries and stuff, so I'm not gonna cry and complain.
When you're on the road and somebody gets hurt, is it just sort of like, hey, tough luck, we're halfway through a tour? I mean, I guess how often do injuries occur while you're on tour?
For us, a lot because of what we do. You know.
Yeah, that's fair.
Dom, our guitar player, just came off foot surgery and had a slip disc, and Joe's dealing with a big crack in his hip right now and his knee.
Oh my God.
So yeah.
Okay, well that's fair enough. That's awful.
Almost just fucking fell on.
All right, well, we're going to keep you in one piece here.
My bad.
Mainly because you've got a new record coming out. By the time this is out, maybe it'll be out, maybe it won't be. September 29th.
Yeah.
The Above, Blue Grapes Music.
Yeah.
Tell me about that real quick. New label. It's you and Spiritual Cramp right now, or at least the bands that I'm aware of that are on it. That is an incredible 1-2 punch. What can you guys tell us about this new label?
Yeah, I mean, it's new, but it's done by some real OG people. The guy, Case, who started Roadrunner Records in like the OG version and sold it to Warner, and then the A&R guy named Dave Rath, who's been running Roadrunner Records basically for the last 20 years, they left and started a new thing. So we're the first band, and we love to walk that tightrope, and we always go first because we're fucking first.
Okay, so that's kind of what I think of when I think of Code Orange. Is there's a lot of bands that they do a thing, it pops off, and then they're very comfortable doing that thing. And I think you guys could have done that. And to use a reference that, you know, we'll put it in your world, I think you guys could have been kings of, say, the church in Philly and just packed that room every time you played. But you guys are risk takers. I mean, I feel like every time there's a new Code Orange project, it's an entirely new thing that I will say have to wrap my head around, but really I get to wrap my head around.
Thank you.
How do you are you afraid to make those big changes, or is that something that excites you?
I mean, it's pretty simple. I just personally feel that there is a void in, you know, rock music, alternative music. And, you know, when we're making records and decisions and choices, we aim to fill that space. We aim to create something that, you know, hopefully isn't out there. I mean, many pieces of what we do exist, but I think in terms of it being amalgamated together, I feel, you know, we're walking the plank on that. And to me, that's more important than, and just more of what I want to do selfishly.
Yeah.
Than spinning the wheel. Purposely, I don't see a point to spin the wheel on this kind of stuff. I mean, look at alternative rock radio. It's all stuff from how long ago, and then it's like Target stuff. You know what I mean? Target music.
Yep.
So that's pretty much what it is. So our goal is to get in where we fit in, continue to do the hard, heavy stuff we do, but we love dynamics, and we love all kinds of rock music, all kinds of music in general. And as long as it all comes with a little bit of venom and a punch, it could be any style. It just has to jump out at you 3D. You know what I mean?
Very much so, yeah. So the new record, am I correct in it was engineered by Steve Albini?
Yeah.
How did he come into your life?
So, you know, we self-produced it and kind of had made these very detailed demos that, you know, were layered, and we just determined, like, we really want to get a great full band live sound classic, like some kind of like a Steve Albini record or something, and then take that and put that in our universe and add our digital elements and all of our kind of more modern stuff. And so we went to Steve Albini, and he said, yeah, and that was it.
Is there any, let's say, words of wisdom that he gave you that have really stuck with you?
Yeah, he really, it warmed our heart. He just said that he thought we were one of the most well-prepared bands he's worked with, and he respected our work ethic and our preparedness. And to me, that means a lot, because that's really important to me, is to always be working and pushing forward and treating this seriously.
Yeah.
Like, I take this serious. I want every day to be better. And when we mess up or we don't do that good, it feels like a knife in my soul. You know, so to me, he respected that, and I respect him.
Let's talk about failure for a second, because I'm a big believer in knowing how to fail, accepting that failure is probably going to be a result of trying new things. Is there a moment in your career where, I don't want to say rock bottom, but you really hit a moment where you went, well, that didn't work, back to the drawing board?
I wouldn't say back to the drawing board, but the last couple of years have been hard coming out of COVID.
Yeah.
We had a record that came out the day COVID, the lockdown started, which was like March 13th, 2020.
And there's a real lost void of albums that came out in 2020.
Yeah.
It's, other than Phoebe Bridgers, it's like if you release something in 2020, it almost doesn't exist.
And we worked really hard on it, and I think it's a really cool, forward-thinking record, but I think that forced us to go back and think about what we really wanted to do and have a long time to workshop that. And that's kind of led to what I think is really like our magnum opus, our best thing, our most full showing of our past, present, and future, which is this record. We don't make records just to make them. And if you just saw us, you know, you could tell. We don't get up there just to play a show, and we don't make a record just to make it. We go up there for life and death.
You guys have such an intense live show. Do you have different preparation you do for like a big fest compared to, a headlining gig where you know everybody in the room is there to see you?
I mean, just try not to get gassed out up there. It's so
For
hot,
sure.
Especially early. Later,
You don't want to get blown up early.
Later, it's not that hot. But so we practice, run sprints, do what you need to do, put the work in.
There you go. Well, you look good. Well done.
Oh, thanks, man.
Oh, man. Billy Corgan's on the new record.
Yeah.
And I want to say this, as somebody who works for Q101, we were the first station, we're obviously in Chicago. We broke the Pumpkins. We have a great relationship with them. I actually ran into Billy yesterday at his tea shop, and we had a nice conversation. And people at this station know me as the guy that likes heavier, more aggressive music.
I love that.
I've had so many listeners hit me up and go, I didn't know who this Code Orange band was, but I saw Billy Corgan did a song with them. What's their deal? I, of course, then say glowing things. You should check out, all of the things they've done. But how did your relationship with Billy start? How did you get him on this new record?
Thank the Lord for that. Yeah, I mean, I'm a big fan.
Yeah.
We sent him some demos. We sent him some of the ideas. He dug it through a mutual person. We didn't just fucking hit him up on Facebook. But he dug it. He made a little bit of time. We flew to him when he's working on something else.
Uh-huh.
It was just a couple days, I love that. I think he really loves rock music. I love that you guys did that for them, and now you got to do it for us.
We will do everything in our power.
You better. God knows we need it.
So I asked you this about Albini earlier because he's obviously, a very eccentric personality. Billy Corgan, as he's come in the studio with us over the years, has given us many memorable quotes, things to chew on, phrases that we remember. Anything that he imparted on you that you went, damn, Billy Corgan just told me that?
The one thing that was really motivating was that Billy had not heard any of our music before these demos, and he had never heard our albums. He didn't know where we come from. People know we kind of come from the hardcore punk scene. We've played here a million times from little kids. We all met in middle school. We've been a band since we were in high school.
That's crazy.
So, he told me he got it, and he told me this is amazing, this is going to be amazing, and he didn't know anything about our history. So that gives you the confidence that, okay, this new idea we have that we're going to unfold here in a couple of weeks, or if you're listening now, is worth doing, because that's one of the last kind of legends from a period of, really the last good period of rock in reality, because the way it is now sucks.
Well, what do you think's missing from it? Is it just, the corporate environment that maybe prevents certain things from getting airplay, or do you think there's a real lack of risk takers out there?
It's hard to say. There's a lot of talented things. There's a lot of amazing things in the niches. There's amazing hardcore bands. There's amazing extreme metal bands. There's amazing, but things that bubble up, to me, a lot of it, this is my opinion, it's just watered down. It's not, all that music from that time period, which is why people, I think, are still drawn to it, regardless of the sound, regardless of the style, it was played with some venom. It was played with some in-your-faceness. Even like My Bloody Valentine had were in your face. Even like, you name it. You pop people.
Yeah.
But rock especially, from Pantera to the Pumpkins to Nine Inch Nails to Massive Attack. These are like real bands bringing it. And there is that, but there's not right now a mixture of that and melodicism and accessibility. It just hasn't, like, the pot has just mixed a different way. And that's just my opinion. A lot of people love a lot of these bands. It ain't for me.
So I think we've hit a point where if there's any sort of aggression in your music, any sort of heaviness, it's immediately delegated to a niche, whereas maybe 25 years ago there was mainstream credibility to it. Do you worry, though? You know, we're sitting here at a festival with Quicksand in the background.
I love Quicksand.
But, you know, newer bands like yourself, Turnstile's, they're second on the bill.
Well, Turnstile is broken through.
Yes.
Turnstile's pretty much the only one. So,
but does it scare you being from a coveted scene with a specific culture to it that maybe you might get too big? And look, I understand the irony of it. You know, you're being interviewed by a big alternative radio station right now. But are you worried that if you break that glass ceiling, there's going to be people that might mix in that you don't really want mixing in?
Fuck no, dude. I really don't care about that. I mean, we won't. This is what we do.
Yeah.
We will never compromise artistically what we want to do to be popular, but we absolutely want to be popular. So I think when you hear our record, you'll understand exactly what I mean, because on the record, we do it all. It's like, and I get why sometimes we'll do little things here or there and people kind of jump on it. And when you hear the whole scope of it, we do it all. We do every style that we're good at. So
Sure.
No, we want to take it as far as possible. And congrats to them for being the first ones, at least to me, the first kind of credible ones at least from our world to break through. And they do a very different thing than we do. But respect to them. That's good hope for real bands that are actually good and actually play.
For sure. One final thing before I go. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
Let's talk wrestling real quick.
Okay.
What do you like? What do you not like? What are you into right now?
Well, right now I'm kind of bummed on it because my friend passed away.
Yes,
so
yeah, that's awful.
My buddy, we do a song for a guy named Bray Wyatt who he just passed away a couple weeks ago.
Awful.
But I love it. I always keep up with it. I'm big. I've been into it my whole life. So I watch it all. I watch it all. I like Japanese wrestling. I like AEW. I like WWE. So I don't watch it always week to week, but I'm always in the loop. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I love it. We've been able to get in there. I also love MMA. You know, I've been training jiu-jitsu for like 8 years. Me and our bass player Joe, we've been training together for like almost 7 years now. So we love it all. You know, and you could see some of that in our thing for sure. But also, you know, you could see that in rock music when it was cool. You know, now it's like, fucking hell.
Well, I'm wishing you the best. If people want to support Code Orange, what's the best way to do so?
Tell Q101 to play the damn song. And then tell wherever you're at, if this gets elsewhere, tell them play it, because, you know, it's hard to find that crack in the wall, and we're trying to find it, and maybe we will, maybe we won't. I know we made a really great album, and I think if you like heavy music or just alternative music in general, I think you'll dig it. It's really varied and cool. So,
Jami from Code Orange, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you, man. Thanks for the platform. I appreciate it.